All right, football fans, welcome back. We are now set to start off the Big 10 Bantam Championship here between Kenosha and Barrington. And very quickly, we get started here. Barrington offensively will have the ball to start. And a handoff and an immediate hit in the backfield and driven back. Nice job defensively by the Ramblers. Sperling was the ball carrier. Giovanni Rojas was the first one there to make a stop and got help from a couple other of his teammates there. The Ramblers with the bright blue helmets, the white jerseys and the blue numbers, black pants. Taking on those Broncos, white jerseys, black numbers, black helmets, and black pants. Again, Big 10 Bantam Championship here. Barrington starting off with a 2-yard loss and facing 2nd and 12. Two-man in motion, and they become set. Keeping it himself, getting to the outside, finding some room, cuts back to the inside and skirts his way out to the 35-yard line. Luke Laughlin on that carry. And that was a nice gain. He got back the 2 they lost, +5, 7-yard gain. 3rd down and about 5 yards to go here on the opening drive for the Broncos. Broncos coming into this game with a perfect 9-0 regular season record. We'll get to that here in a moment as they move up to the line of scrimmage here, facing 3rd and 5. Quarterback handoff. Cutting back to the inside on a nice run and getting very close to the first down. And that was Osterhaus on the carry. I believe that was Antres Kruger on the stop there. He did not get the first down, brought down just short of the 40. So now decision time, as the Broncos facing 4th and a yard from their own 39-yard line. Laughlin brings them up to the line. Barking out the signals. Penalty marker flies, and a hard count brings the defense across the line. So the Broncos won't even have to work for that first down. A 5-yard penalty results in a first down for Barrington. The Broncos coming into this game with an unbelievably stout defense. And we'll see them when the Rambler offense takes the field, but they pitched 7 straight shutouts to start the season. That is just incredible, before they gave up a couple of touchdowns and a win in Week 8 over Elgin, before finishing up with a shutout to close out the year. So they've given up just 12 points the entire season. So a shift here offensively for Barrington, and it's going to be a keeper up the left side. He's got some wheels, gets across midfield, jukes one tackler inside the 40. He's got one to beat. Cuts back to the inside on a great move. Shifting and fighting his way all the way up to the 20-yard line of Kenosha. What a run. If we can get another look at that, you'll see him making some wonderful moves there up the left sideline. That's okay. And what a run. First down run all the way up to the 20. At the 40, he's got one to beat. Cuts back to the inside on a great move. Shifting and fighting his way all the way up to the 20-yard line of Kenosha. Luke Laughlin ducks under center. He's got a single setback. Takes the snap, looking. He decides to keep it himself, gets to the outside, and a nice play there defensively. Good job by the Ramblers sniffing that one out. Darrell Jackson grabbed onto the ankles and wouldn't let go. Initially, that looked like that was going to be a... He decides to keep it himself, gets to the outside, and a nice play there defensively. Good job by the Ramblers sniffing that one out. Darrell Jackson grabbed onto the ankle. Nice job on the replay there by our crack camera crew. It's the only time I get to say that word. I know, I didn't say crap. That comes out other times. All right, second down and 9 now for Barrington. Trying to get something going here deep inside Rambler territory. Laughlin under center, now sends a man in motion. Takes the snap, ball on the ground, looking, broken play. Laughlin trying to make something of it, getting to the outside, and there again defensively is Darrell Jackson. Doing a great job staying home, and Trees Kruger helped him out on that one. They're going to get a loss back to the original line of scrimmage. Actually, they even lost another half a yard. They'll mark it actually right at the 20-yard line. So it's going to be third and about 10. Coming up on 2 minutes left to go here in the opening quarter. All three games that we've played thus far today have gone into running clock situations. So hopefully we'll see some more close games coming at you. We've got 3 more to go after this one. So Laughlin once again under center. And now motioning it out to the right side, and a keeper getting to the outside of the 20, 15, cutting back, what a move! Right around the 5-yard line to break a tackle. To the outside of the 20, 15, cutting back, what a move! Right around the 5-yard line to break a tackle. And there you saw that replay. Phenomenal move there at the 5-yard line to make a Rambler miss. And now they're looking at 1st and goal. This drive continues for the Broncos. And I mentioned defensively how good the Broncos were this season. Offensively, very good as well, as they scored at least 20 points in every game heading into Week 8. So they can score points as well. And a counter move in the backfield, but the Rambler defense was there to sniff it out. Nice job defensively. See if we can catch a number on that right there. Looks like that was number 2, Jalen Jennings for the Ramblers. So great job there defensively. 2nd and goal. So right now, looks like a timeout taken on the field. Take the glasses off. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter, a very fast-moving first quarter. No score here between Barrington and Kenosha in what should be an exciting Super Bowl. We're looking forward to this, fans. I'd like to thank you all who are watching out on the broadcast, the live broadcast that we have here at both Carmel Catholic High School and Mundelein High School. A lot of fun today. We've got 3 more games coming up after this one. And if you want to get a shout-out to anybody you got watching here in the game, go ahead and send me a text message with who you're watching on the broadcast, who you are, and where you're actually watching from. And we'll do our best to get that on there. The text number is 224-542-9862. Once again, 224-542-9862. So if you want to get a shout-out for your favorite player or favorite team, 224-542-9862. Again, who you're rooting for, who you are, and where you're calling from, or rather texting from. I'd love to read that out for you. End of the first quarter. No score. All right, here we go. Second down and goal for Barrington. Handoff right up the middle and hit defensively on a nice play. Barrington ball carrier Maddox Sperling on that carry. Hit hard by Jalen Jennings. And now it's third down, third and goal from the 5-yard line. All right, here we go. Sending 2 men in motion and get set. Laughlin takes. Getting to the outside. Finding the corner. End zone. Touchdown. All right, here we go. Sending 2 men in motion and get set. Laughlin takes. Getting to the outside. Finding the corner. End zone. Touchdown. The stop into the end zone. And a big touchdown there by the Broncos. There you see the fans all bundled up here at Carmel Catholic High School, but they're excited because this is Super Bowl football. It is a cold one. So 6:56 left to go here in the second period. Broncos are the first to get into the end zone. It looks like they'll go for a 2-point kick. And Luke Laughlin. And this is an uncontested kick at this level. Other than the jumping up and down with the long arms. And that kick is good. So unless any of these bantam players are about 8 or 9 feet tall, it's a little tough to make a block on that. But nonetheless, exciting to see these little guys kick that through. And it's 8-0 Barrington on top of the Ramblers. So we'll take a second here, see what we got here on the shout-out text here. Hey, we are watching Lamar Oster, and hopefully I'm saying this right, Osterhees. I don't know, maybe you want to text me and make sure I'm saying it right. I believe I was told it's Osterhees. I hope that's what it is. Number 47 on Barrington from his Mimi and Cousins. And another one here, Go Aiden, number 64 on Barrington from Nana and Carol Stream. So several fans there watching. Meanwhile, the Ramblers offensively with a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. The snap, the give, right up the middle. Trying to find some running room. Still going. And is finally wrestled down. And a big stop defensively. I think that was Ryan Dorn who came up with the football. And as far as he was concerned, he felt it was a fumble. Let the Ramblers retain possession, and we'll have it after a short gain of about a half a yard. 2nd and 9. And now the quick handoff onto the outside and shooting into the backfield on a defensive play. What a play right there by Lamar Oster. And now the quick handoff onto the outside and shooting into the backfield on a defensive play on Jalen Jennings. Loss on that play back to the 28-yard line. Showing the speed there. What a job. Kenosha now facing a 3rd and long. The snap, the take, and the handoff. The ball's on the ground, and it appears that Barrington has recovered, and they have. Big mistake by the Kenosha Ramblers. Not quite sure who came up with that one, but nonetheless, a great play. And the Broncos will have great field position, 1st down inside the 25-yard line of Kenosha. So an early mistake here in the 2nd quarter. Kenosha right now looking to strengthen here defensively. And again, this is a good Kenosha team defensively this season. We talked about the shutouts of Barrington earlier. And we'll get to that here in a second as we talk about how Kenosha made it here to today's Super Bowl. And a shift again offensively for Barrington. The take and the snap. Little delay. Up the middle. Breaking tackles left and right. Gets to the outside of the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and the touchdown. Lamar, the take and the snap. Little delay. Up the middle. Breaking tackles left and right. Gets to the outside of the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and the touchdown. There by Osterhuis. I tell you what, just a great job, and that should make Mimi and his cousins happy watching. Got another text here, watching my nephew, number 47, Lamar on Barrington, fastest feet in Illinois. Well, he certainly showed it right there. And here is Luke Laughlin that will try to add another 2 points to this. Oh, he's got a leg. It is good. So after a first quarter that looked to be, it was going to be a real tight battle, Broncos get a little breathing room here, leading 16-0 here over the Ramblers on a really nifty touchdown run by Lamar Osterhuis. The Broncos leading 16-0 here, 4:37 left to go. Ramblers will take over at their own 30-yard line. Now, you talk about defensively. Kenosha came into this game. They have not had a defeat yet this season. And in a theme common with today, they didn't even allow a touchdown until week 7 in a win over Antioch. One of only 2 they've given up all year long. So one would think if they can get a good start here offensively, it's going to be tough to score on that defense. 14 points. And here is the running back. That ball looks to be loose once again. Well, the Ramblers do have possession. Gain of about 3 on that play. 2nd down and 7. Kenosha's road to the playoffs started against Cary. They topped the Junior Trojans 20-0. And Kenosha beat Woodstock 6-0 to stamp their ticket to today's ball game. They're facing a 2nd and 7 right here against that Barrington defense. Sends a man in motion, takes the snap. He had a hole, decides to skirt to the outside. He's in trouble and is swarmed under in the backfield on a great play defensively. I mean, the Kenosha ball carrier looked as though he had a hole, but Lamar Osterhus shut that down. And there is a Rambler down back near the 23-yard line. So we'll take a quick timeout here as he's 10-2. Hopefully he's okay. 3:34 left to go here in the second quarter. Broncos on top 16-0. Ramblers trying to answer. And another shout out here for Lamar from his cousins. Just shouting, "Go Lamar." And he has been a force to be reckoned here, both offensively and defensively, for the Broncos. Speaking of the Broncos, they had a first-round bye in the playoffs. They ended up beating Elgin 12-0. Get here to the playoffs, or to the Super Bowl, rather. It's always exciting to see two teams come into the game, both undefeated. Looking to finish a perfect season. Unfortunately for one of those teams, there has to be a team that's on the wrong side of that ticket. Not quite sure who that is as they help him. It may be Daryl Jackson, number 96. His uniform's a little bunched up there, but they help him to his feet. And he will have to come off for at least a play. And for the Ramblers' sake, I hope he's okay, as he's been a pretty good member of this team thus far today. We're right about 3.5 minutes to go before we hit halftime here of this Big 10 Bantam Championship here against Kenosha and Barrington. So the Ramblers right now facing a 3rd and long. There's some movement there on the defensive line. Didn't break the plane, and it's a keeper right up the center. Pushing the pile forward across the 30-yard line. Around the 31. Might have been Thomas Nye on the carry, number 13. But that's going to bring up a 4th down now for the Ramblers. 4th and about 9 yards to go. Pitch into the backfield, and what a job defensively by Barrington. What a job there by Ryan Dorn, bursting into that backfield and making a big stop. Meanwhile, Drew Naza comes off the field with a apparent ankle injury of some sort. So they'll check him out. But that big stop defensively for Barrington will result in a 1st and 10 for the Broncos inside Rambler territory with a little over 2 minutes left to go Right now they're leading 16 to nothing. It's pretty amazing when you have two teams coming into the Super Bowl, both undefeated, both giving up just 2 touchdowns the entire season. You always wonder how it's going to turn out. And now the Broncos with 3 wide receivers split to the far side. The take, he's going to want to throw the football, but he's under pressure. Looking, penalty marker flies, gets to the outside, makes a move. Inside the 20 to the 15, cuts back to the inside before finally wrestled down. Luke Laughlin, he wanted to throw split to the far side. The take, he's going to want to throw the football, but he's under pressure. Looking, penalty marker flies, gets to the outside, makes a move. Inside the 20 to the 15, cuts back to the inside before finally wrestled down. And that is the call. Holding against the Broncos, that's going to negate what turned into a good run by Laughlin. He split 3 wide and was looking to throw the football. Ball will be marked at the 39-yard line. It's still going to be first down. It's going to be a long first down here for the Broncos. Big loss on that play. Coming up on 90 seconds left to go here, first half. And what thus far has been a pretty exciting half. A lot of speed on these two Bantam teams. Again, something you don't normally see at this level. Here is the take and the give. And he is wrestled down in a nice defensive play. That was Maddox Sperling on the carry. Donavian Jackson on the stop for the Ramblers. And now we're inside a minute. Ramblers going into this halftime hoping they're only trailing by 16. So right now defensively they're going to want to step up and make a stop. Laughlin under center, barks out the signals, sends a man in motion. Osterhuis takes the snap. Now he keeps it himself, gets to the outside. A nice little stutter step. And dips down inside the 35-yard line on a nice play. Laughlin under center, barks out the signals, sends a man in motion. Osterhuis takes the snap. Now he keeps it himself, gets to the outside. A nice little stutter step. And dips down inside. Stops the clock with 14 seconds left to go. And as we look forward to the second half, Kenosha, this team can score. There's no question. So I think they just need to calm down and get themselves right. They put up 26 points in back-to-back games in weeks 2 and 3, and they scored 33 on a win over Riverside Brookfield. 25-0 to close the season out against Waukegan. So Kenosha has the talent to get in that end zone, so by no means is this lead insurmountable. But they certainly want to get a stop here, and at worst go into the half down by only 2. Coming up after this one, it's the big boys, back-to-back Bantam championships. Then we move right to the varsity level at 3:30. Lake in the Hills taking on Lake Zurich. So Laughlin again sends 3 in motion to the far side. So 3 receivers wide right. He takes the snap, looks, he's looking left to throw, throws it up, and it's caught! What a catch! What a catch out there by Caleb Pratt. Laughlin again sends 3 in motion to the far side. So 3 receivers wide right. He takes the snap, looks, he's looking left to throw, throws it up, and it's caught! What a catch! What a catch! Level, folks, when you see a throw of any making any yardage, that's a thing of beauty. It's fun to see that at this level. You guys have heard me maybe in the first game. We call them bobbleheads as they're running around out there. Some of the kids look like the jersey go down to their ankles. But so a nice pass play right there, though. They're back inside the original sticks, looking at about 4th and 8 with 9 seconds left to go. Another shout out here on the text line. Nice job, Lamar. Take them down. Again, if you want me to read out a shout for whoever you're watching, be glad to do that. I'll give you the number here in just a second as, again, they shift. Osterhuis is going to keep it himself. He's got the wheels to get to the outside. Now he makes a move. Another nice dance move. And gets down near the 20-yard line. They will not be enough for a first down and actually bring us a close to this half. And what a half it's been for Lamar Osterhuis and the Barrington Broncos. They lead this one 16-0, but very explosive Kenosha team is still in this game. And that is the end of the half, 16-0 Barrington. Again, if you guys want me to send a shout-out, just send me a text, 224-542-9862. 224-542-9862. Let me know who you're rooting for, who you are, and most importantly, where you're rooting from, and we'll get to as many as we can. We are back. Clock has started. Kenosha Ramblers on offense, trailing 16-0. And the snap and the handoff. Immediately swarmed under by that Barrington defense. Jonah Koshabi and Caleb Pratt in on that stop of Jalen Jennings. Brings up second and about 12. Second down and 12 now for the Kenosha Ramblers. They trail 16-0 here. 7:19 left to go here. In just the early going here of the second half.
It's actually not as cold as you would think. It's still pretty cold there. Yeah, soon as nighttime comes. Around like 5 o'clock-ish.
Ramblers offense comes set.
Yeah, of course it's this.
And a timeout taken on the field. It looks to be a timeout for a shoe tie. Looks like Daryl Jackson got to tie his shoes before he came back from halftime. All right, we are set to go. And the snap. And the keeper. Brought down out across the 30-yard line. Slow to get up is Jackson. First one there defensively for Barrington was Tucker Soske. Or Soski. Probably saying that wrong. Probably both ways. And actually, we have a shout-out to Barrington's Tucker Soski, number 9 from his New Jersey family. So we got the East Coast watching the broadcast. Third down and 10 now for Kenosha. Man in motion. And it is going to be the quarterback keeper, and he's in trouble, dancing and trying to find something, and he can't. Driven back defensively. What a job. Out there by Maddox Sperling of the Broncos. Chasing down Daryl Jackson to make the stop. And big loss on that play all the way back to the 23-yard line. It's going to be fourth down now for Kenosha. So not the start they envision here at the beginning of the second half, trailing by 2 scores. It looks like Bill and Sue Nazha cheering for the Broncos and their grandson Drew. And see, I told you guys, they're in Hawaii.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, you know what? Weather-wise, big difference, I'm sure, than here. Here we are cold and it's overcast. I'm sure Hawaii is beautiful out there for Bill and Sue cheering on their grandson. Thanks for watching. And right now, their grandson and this Bronco defense are looking to make a stop right here. 4th and long for the Ramblers. And Jackson takes the snap and the handoff on the jet sweep. He's got a man coming to the outside looking for room. Gets to the 30. Breaks a tackle. 40. 45 and he's gone. Midfield. And brought down from behind by who else? Lamar Osterhus turned on the Jets and caught Danavian Jackson. But not before he had a big pickup. Oh, but there's laundry on the field. This one, Lamar Osterhus. Doesn't that always happen when you don't? This is what happens when you don't have a color guy up in the booth. You know, to be able to catch those things. You're, as a broadcaster, you're following the play. You don't realize there's a penalty marker thrown. Now, all of a sudden, an exciting play turns into a not so exciting. So we'll see as they work this out on what the play is going to be. Did not see the original signal. Looks like they're going to mark the football around the 32 of Kenosha. So it will be a spot foul. Actually, they'll mark it just short of the 33-yard line. So it was actually a personal foul penalty that pushed that back. Personal foul all the way back to the 33-yard line. So it is still Kenosha ball, but they face a 4th down and now about 7. They need to get to the 40-yard line in order to get a first down. So Bill and Sue from Hawaii, there's the furthest we have somebody watching our broadcast. I don't know if we'll get anybody going the other direction out in Europe like we did the one year, but we'll see. Meanwhile, Darrell Jackson trying to get this offense 8 more yards to a first down. He's going to hand off to Jennings. Breaks one tackle. He has the corner. Gets to the 35, the 40. He's got the first down. Spun down and out of bounds near the 42-yard line. Great job out there by Jalen Jennings. Crossing the 40 to the 42 and good enough for a Rambler first down. As I mentioned earlier when I laid out these scores, these guys can score points. There's no question. They've got talent on that side of the football. They've got plenty of time here. Quarter and a half, just short of a quarter and a half to try to get something going here and get back in this game. They are one big play from making this an exciting finish. 3:43 as the clock stops here in the third quarter. And once again, if you're listening on the broadcast and you want to send a shout-out to your favorite player, just text me the player's name, your name, where you're calling from, 224-542-9862. Again, that's 224-542-9862, and we'll do our best to get your shout-out read out on the air. Looks like there's a mishandled snap. Oh, and a penalty marker comes in. I was wondering if that was going to happen. There was some extracurricular activity there at the end on the part of the Ramblers, but there's going to be a discussion here by the Zebras. And it is going to be a personal foul penalty against Kenosha. So again, we saw some of that in the one of the earlier games, or a little frustration on the part of one of the teams there. And that's going to be that's going to be a tough one there for Kenosha. As Thomas Nye comes off the field and is replaced, I believe that was Jameer Lee who came in. So with right around 3.5 minutes left to go, that penalty is going to push them all the way back to the 27-yard line. And it's going to be second down. Yeah, it's probably about second down and about 24. So a big loss on that play. Kenosha needs to get something going here. Darrell Jackson under center with a single setback. Now he sends a man in motion, takes the snap, hands off to the tailback, and he's met immediately in the backfield on a nice play defensively. Good job out there by number 99, Ryan Dorn. Called his number a few times today. He seems to be all over the field, except in the huddle. He's the only one standing up on the line there as the defense huddled up. Third down and long now for the Ramblers. Inside 3 minutes left to go here, third quarter. Jackson takes, looking. He's trying to find somebody to hand it to. He's going to have to keep it himself. Tries to get to the outside, and he's met in the backfield. What a stop. That play looked doomed from the start as Jackson couldn't locate the ball carrier. And a good job there defensively for the Broncos by Luke Laughlin. Their starting quarterback moonlights as a defensive linebacker as well. And let's see what we got here, what the Ramblers have in mind here for 4th and a mile. Jackson sends a man in motion. Takes, looking, he wants to throw the football. He gets it off, and it's actually a nice throw and a diving catch. A diving attempt is made and falls just incomplete. So a nice adjustment there by the receiver to come back on that one. The ball was actually a tight spiral, sort of hung up there a little bit. And then the receiver made a nice attempt to come back, but falls just incomplete as it hits the turf. And that's going to turn this over on downs. Wouldn't have made the first down marker regardless. But it would have given them a little bit more breathing room, as now the Broncos have excellent field position. 1st and 10 at the 20. We got another shout out here. A shout out for Ymir Big Bad Wolf Lee, number 7, from his dad. He's watching at work. Go Ramblers. Now, come on. What kind of employer is going to make him work on a day his son's in the Super Bowl? Well, we're glad you're able to watch there, Dad. Just don't get caught. 1st and 10 for the Broncos from the 20 to take. And he's looking for running room up the right side. Makes a move. Gets to the corner. Inside the 15 to the 10. Tries to shake a defender and is spun down inside the 10. Nice run right there by Laughlin. Danavian Jackson and Aiden Jackson both on the stop defensively for the Ramblers, but not before he could get inside the 10 and pick up a 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
George, what's your battery life?
And here we got another shout out here from Uncle Frank and Marianne Schultz in Schaumburg. Go Luke Laughlin. We are so proud the way you are playing. Keep it going. Well, Luke's having a really good game today, and he's got his Broncos marching down the field. And here he goes in a shotgun formation. He takes, it's going to be Laughlin. Spinning his way up the middle, takes a monster hit right in the middle of the field. Laughlin with a big play there, but Chase Binninger on the stop as he came across from his linebacker position and made a great tackle. And he may be shaken up or have an equipment issue as he starting to come off the field. And he made a big play, and he got the wind knocked out of him. But that's going to actually be the last play here of the 3rd quarter as the clock winds down. And this has actually been a pretty exciting football game. Broncos leading this one 16-0. And the final quarter coming up. We'll take a break. Be right back. All right, we are all set to start the final quarter here of the Big 10 championship here, Big 10 Bantam championship between Kenosha and Barrington. We've got 3 more games left on tap for you here, folks. Coming up next, the Varsity, Lake in the Hills taking on Lake Zurich. That's set to start at 3:30. And followed by Western Kenosha County and Zion, the featherweight Big 10 championship. And then we close out with another varsity matchup, Libertyville against Zion. Should be a good game. Here is a handoff up the right side. Turning is skirting into the end zone for the touchdown. What a run. We've called his name a few times on defense. And there's Ryan Dorn taking the handoff from Laughlin and racing into the end zone. And just like that, less than 20 seconds into the fourth quarter, the Broncos breach that end zone once again, and they lead it now 22-0. With presumably another 2-point kick attempt coming up here for Barrington. Lamar Osterhuis will line up for the kick out of the hold of Cale O'Donnell. And again, no rush at this level. They get to jump up and down and scream and yell, but that's it. Here's the kick. Low, but no good. Looks like he pushed it wide right. So the 2-point kick, he's 2 for 3 on the day. Hey, don't hang your head on that one. Pretty impressive at the Bantam level. So the Broncos up 22-0 here, early going fourth quarter. We'll see that Rambler offense take the field here at the 30-yard line. So we're about ready to get going here in the beginning stages here of the fourth quarter. Kenosha's going to try to get back into this one. They need to get something going here right now offensively. First and 10 Ramblers, 30-yard line. And it looks like we may have a new quarterback in there for Kenosha. I'll get a number here in a second. Sending a man in motion. There is a new quarterback. He's going to throw the football. He's got some time. Throws it up. There's a man there, but it falls incomplete. That was Thomas Nye on the throw. Falls incomplete. See if I can get an intended receiver out there. A great job there by the Kenosha Rambler offensive line, giving him some time to throw that football. It might have been Santino Young. I saw 2 in the first number. I don't know if that was 26 Santino Young or 21 Aiden Jackson, but nonetheless falls incomplete. So now Thomas Nye brings the offense up to the line. He's got one receiver here to the near side. Sends a man in motion. Takes the snap. Wants to pitch it and does, but the ball hits the turf. So again, ball comes out, and it is recovered by the Broncos. Tucker Soski on the recovery. And now Barrington has an opportunity to really put this one out of reach. Just outside the red zone. Ball will be marked right around the 21-yard line. So first and 10, Barrington. Big slate of games for you guys tomorrow as well on the live broadcast. I believe the first game starts around 9 o'clock. It's a Bantam level, Libertyville against Elgin. We've got the middleweight Big 10s against Antioch and Buffalo Grove, followed by the JV, the junior varsity at Banna and Buffalo Grove as well. You got middleweight championship North Shore Banna. You got middleweight championship McHenry and Woodstock, one of 2 McHenry teams in the Super Bowls this year. Kenosha and Warren, JV. And finally closing out of the varsity, Cary against Waukegan. That is here at Carmel Catholic High School tomorrow. We have games at Mundelein as well. Snap and a handoff to the tailback. Looking to try to get to the outside. This is a new ball carrier, but he's wrestled down. That was Ted Paplikis on the carry. The Navian Jackson and Aiden Jackson. Those two have been doing a great job defensively for the Ramblers and on just about every play. Papaplikis on his first carry can't find the line of gain and actually loses a yard. It's now 2nd down and 11. So head coach Roger O'Donnell given some other opportunities here for some of his players to carry the football. In this Super Bowl championship, last game of the season, of course, for both teams. Why not? Under center, takes the snap. Laughlin with the handoff. And the throwback to Laughlin. Look at this play. But look at that play defensively. Boy, I'd love to see that one again. What a play out there by number 15. Of the season, of course, for both teams. Why not? Under center, takes the snap. Laughlin with the handoff. And the throwback to Laughlin. Look at this play. But look at that play defensively. Boy, I'd love to see that one again. He was not fooled at all. 3rd down now. 3rd and about 14 for Barrington. These Ramblers down 22-0, but they are playing tough. And it looks like we have a timeout taken. Could be an injury timeout as Luke Laughlin appears to be pointing to his hip. Hopefully he's okay. He's been an integral part of this team for Barrington. Stops the clock with 5:32 left to go. Tomorrow out in Mundelein, there's just 6 games scheduled. They start. First game starts at 9:30. Those will also be broadcast live stream here over the internet. After an injury timeout here, we are set to get back to action. 5:32 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Barrington facing a 3rd and long after a nice defensive play by the Ramblers. A take, and he's immediately met by several defenders and brought down. What a play in the backfield. You can tell by the red sleeves that was Daryl Jackson of Kenosha. They'll give him forward progress up to around the 32-yard line. I called around the 31. But Daryl Jackson with a great play defensively. The defensive front of Kenosha just altogether made a great play there. So these guys there's no quit in this Kenosha team. They want to get the ball back and give their offense a chance to get on the board. Time is becoming a factor as just over 5:20 left to go. They're trailing by at least 3 scores. Now the Ramblers offensively ready to get going here. Or rather, Barrington on the offense. Laughlin under center. Takes the snap. Looking. He's in trouble. And met immediately in the backfield and driven down. Giovanni Rojas with a great play defensively. And that's enough for Kenosha to take over 1st and 10. What a great job by the Kenosha Ramblers defense to stand tall there. Well, the Broncos with the ball deep in Kenosha territory couldn't make anything happen. They'll turn it over on down, and new life here for Kenosha, trailing 22-0, 5:11 left to go here in this one before we move on to the next game, which will be a Big 10 varsity matchup between Lake in the Hills and Lake Zurich. So stick around. That one should be a good one. And looks like we have another equipment timeout. Like somebody forgot to tie their shoes again. Need to get these young men some Velcro. There you see it, 4:58 left to go. Beautiful scoreboard here at Carmel Catholic High School and Baker Stadium.
Right, back to the action.
And a man comes in motion to the near side, the take. Jackson looking for room, makes a little stutter step move, but he's got some trouble coming after him. And the ball comes loose. Osterhuis with the forced fumble, and it appears Barrington has jumped on it, and they have. Who's coming out of the pile with that football? It's Caleb Pratt. He seems to be a little shaken up as there were several players vying for that ball. I saw Jacob Rojas jumping in there as well, but a nice job closing the gap. Lamar Osterhuis forcing that fumble. As Darrell Jackson was trying to look for some daylight on the outside, and now the Broncos with a great opportunity here to wind down some time. 4:37 left to go in this game. They're up 22-0. That's all that separates them from a Super Bowl championship. All right, we're back at the action here. Luke Laughlin leading the offense. He's going to hand off up the left side, following some blockers. Hit hard. Right there, that was Sperling on the carry, but Giovanni Rojas was there. Several other Ramblers getting in on the action as well defensively. And we've got an injury timeout. Barrington player appears to have been hurt on the play. Short gain on the play of about a yard. Now the trainers will attend to that young man and see if he's okay.
Stadium, I got Earl on the field.
So, folks, a lot of good action set to play tomorrow. We got another full slate, 7 Super Bowl games here at Carmel Catholic High School and Baker Stadium on the docket for tomorrow. You get to hear the charming play-by-play voice of Jeff Newton as that young man comes to his feet. Glad to see that coming off on his own power. Maddox Sperling, he's been a big part of this game today for the Broncos. I don't know if we'll see Mike Gentile in the box tomorrow. He's usually our extremely colorful color guy. Feeling a little under the weather today, Mike. We hope you're all right out there, buddy, if you're watching. Coming down inside 4 minutes left to go here in this Big 10 Bantam Championship. Right now, Barrington in control and looking to chew up some clock and move ever so closer to that Super Bowl title. Ramblers defensively trying to make something happen. So 2nd down and 9 for Barrington. And a shift here as Osterhuis ducks under center. There may have been some movement before the snap. Penalty markers fly. Pass is incomplete. And Barrington did not get set. That was an illegal shift there by Barrington. That's going to push them back. Osterhuis did not wait for them to come set before he made that play. And actually, they're going to decline that penalty. They'll take the loss of down. 3rd down and 9 now for Barrington. Here's the take and the handoff. New ball carrier getting to the outside, makes a nice move, makes a man miss. 25. down to the 22-yard line. A nice carry out there. That was Jacob Rojas on the carry. Brought down by Jalen Jennings. And it appears there's a timeout taken on the field. Timeout taken by Kenosha, as it's going to bring up a 4th down for Barrington. Stops the clock with 3:03 left to go. And when we come back, Kenosha defense will need to hold them to less than 4 yards if they want to get this ball back. Make something happen. All right, back to the action here. Some movement on that defensive line, and that's going to be enough to give Barrington a first down, and that's not what you wanted to see from a Kenosha standpoint. Smart play there by the Barrington center there, or the quarterback making a hard count, and it's going to be enough for a Barrington first down. And that really gives them an opportunity now to run this clock down right now at 3:03 to go. And up right now 22-0. First and 10 Barrington. Ball marked at the 12-yard line, or rather the 17-yard line. The take and the give. The ball's on the ground. Osterhus turns and jumps on it. A little bit of a battle going on the ground there, but it was recovered by Osterhus. I believe that was Antrese Kruger in on the play. And a lot of good plays made by both sides of the ball today. We called Kruger's name a lot. Jalen Jennings has had a great game thus far for Kenosha. Your Donavian Jackson and Aiden Jackson, real good, great plays on their side. Daryl Jackson. The Ramblers, nothing to hang their heads about. They've played really tough today, had some good plays across the board. And Osterhus is swarmed under defensively. Nice play there by the Ramblers. And let's see if we can see who made that play. On the defense, it looked to be Jalen Jennings and Antrese Kruger. We just talked about both those young boys there making a great play. But altogether, just nothing to hang your heads about. Played a tough game today. Coming up on 90 seconds left to go before Barrington celebrates a big Super Bowl championship here at the Bantam Big 10 level. 3rd down and long for Barrington. And they shift once again. Osterhus under center. Takes it. He's going to keep it himself. He's got some blockers out to the outside, and he's got the wheels. Gets to the 20, to the 15, cuts back to the inside 10, 5, touchdown! What a play! Osterhus turns on the... They shift once again. Osterhus under center. Takes it. He's going to keep it himself. He's got some blockers out to the outside, and he's got the wheels. Gets to the 20, to the 15, cuts back to the inside 10, 5, touchdown! What a play! Another Bronco touchdown, 28-0 is your score with the extra point attempt coming up.
All right, Wes, I'm coming on you now. Stay smooth.
So what a job there by Lamar Osterhues. Just having a phenomenal football game today. He's got to be making his aunts and uncles happy across the network broadcast. Here's Laughlin trying to make something happen, but he's swarmed under by that Rambler D. So just a great job there by Lamar, and he's got them in a position here to close this out and win themselves a Super Bowl championship. As we're down to 1:10 left to go in this one. Ball will be marked now at the 50-yard line, and that's where Kenosha will have the football. And again, Kenosha, a season to be proud of. Coming into this game undefeated. To go through a season and win 11 games without a defeat up until today, that's something to be very, very proud of. And a great job by Marcus Hill, head coach of the Ramblers, to get this team to the position they did. Came up short today. But here they go offensively, trying to at least get something going here to close out. Thomas Nye takes the snap, gives to the back. He's trying to get to the outside. Makes a nice move. Another cut. Gets a block. Runs into several defenders there trying to get something going, and he's brought down. Actually, never actually went down, but he stopped right there. That was Donavian Jackson. That was a good run. 8-yard gain down to the 42-yard line as we tick down to 30 seconds left to go here in the ball game. And they're going to do the same play. It's going to be Jackson again to the outside. He finds the corner. It stays on his feet and is tripped up by number 71, Jacob Rojas. And that will stop the clock with 13 seconds left to go as the Ramblers take a timeout. And why not? Give these guys an opportunity to get into the end zone. Somebody score a Super Bowl touchdown. How exciting would that be? It's not about the final score anymore. Again, I mentioned the Ramblers' record coming into this one. You got to be proud of the effort that they showed today. And how tough it is to go through and win that many games in a season and to have both these teams do it. And Barrington also enjoying an undefeated regular season. So here is the snap, and he trips. He may have been down there, and he was. It was a nice play in the backfield there by Ryan Dorn, and why not? We've called his name so many times today. He's done such a good job, and this clock is going to tick down, and that's going to do it. The game comes to a close, and what started out as a very tight battle early on, the Broncos pull away from this one 28-0. So congratulations to the Kenosha Ramblers again on a great season. Hold your heads high. But Barrington Broncos, you are Super Bowl champions. Congrats to Coach Roger O'Donnell and the Broncos as they take this one home. Big 10 Bantam Championship. Up next, the Varsity. Lake in the Hills against Lake Zurich. Stick around, folks. This is going to be fun.